Here is my recap and review of Dexter Season 1, Episode 5, titled Love American Style. All right, this review is going to be short. This episode was definitely more condensed with the storylines than some of the previous episodes. There's really only two story threads in this one. You have the ice truck killer storyline, which was really not a whole lot going on, but we'll talk about that. What I want to talk about first is the main storyline of this episode. The main storyline of this episode is Dexter and his kill for this episode, which is all intertwined with his girlfriend, Rita. So that family that Rita gave the dog to in the previous episode, the woman who is the mother in that family was dating an individual who was basically here illegally, and he was being held captive by some coyotes. When you find out the group of people that were doing this were actually killing women and leaving them in the ocean. They do find a couple of dead bodies, and one of the dead bodies ends up being this girl's boyfriend. Dexter takes this as an opportunity to rid the world of some evil. In the end, you find out it's a guy who runs a junkyard and has a bunch of vehicles. Dexter does some investigating and finds out that this guy has been killing people, and Dexter says, okay, this is my opportunity to rid the world of some evil. Well, in the end, you find out that he actually has his wife helping him, and Dexter takes it as a 2-for-1 deal. He's got them both ready for the kill, and they're kind of wrapped up in their van. Dexter takes that opportunity to stop, and he kind of looks at them both and says, be honest with me. How do you get your marriage to work? That's when they proceed to tell him it's because they have similar interests, which is kind of goofy. And this kind of piques Dexter's interest a little bit. But that's it. He does end up killing these individuals. And, the woman obviously is distraught that she lost her boyfriend, but Dexter, got rid of these individuals for the world. So a bunch of girls were rescued and, they go about their day. Let's talk about the ice truck killer. Not a whole lot happens in this episode. Tucci is actually in the hospital being taken care of. He's got a doctor. Dexter's sister, Deborah, and Dokes try to communicate with him, try to get as much as they can out of him in regards to the ice truck killer and anything that he can remember. Well, in the end, they kind of blindfold him, which they kind of resisted earlier in the episode because they didn't want him to have, bad memories of what happened to him. But they blindfold him to see if he can come out with any useful information. And he does come out with one bit of useful information, that his captor was never able to really see him. He was blindfolded most of the time, but he could smell and tell that he was sucking on throat lozenges all the time, that he would eat them like candy. So they go back to where he was being held captive at the hospital. It looks like in the basement, and they do find some wrappers and were able to corroborate his story. And that's pretty much all that happens in this episode. This is very much, you can tell it's the middle of the season, and there wasn't a whole lot that would move forward with the overall storyline. So we just had basically the two story threads. There wasn't a lot with Masuka. There wasn't a lot with anybody else, not even Batista. And there was really nothing with LaGuerta at all in this episode. So it was a pretty baseline episode, but it's still great. It's a great series, still a good episode, but that's all there is to episode 5 of Dexter Season 1. Be doing Dexter Season 1, Episode 6 coming soon. Thanks for subscribing. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you will be alerted anytime I have a new video going up. I have plenty of content coming your guys' way, so be alerted anytime I have anything new go up. I do appreciate the support.